Welcome, I'll be reacting to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you're wondering why this is a week late, that's because it was out on Patreon as part of the early access last week. Since this is the first episode of this series, I'll briefly go over what I know about Marvel. I have seen everything in the MCU. Not a huge fan, to be honest. It's hit and miss for me. I'm much more into reading the comics side of things, and specifically the magic comics. So Doctor Strange, Doctor Voodoo, Merlin, Morgan Le Fay, all of that. I also had a subscription to Captain Marvel for many years. And while I have occasionally read Captain America type stuff, not very often. I tend to avoid the mainstream superhero issues. The short answer is, I don't know a whole lot going into this, but I am familiar with Marvel. As always, this is not a market substitute. Please support the original on Disney+.
We lost contact with Hassan's plane just after he took off. We need you to make sure that LAF doesn't deliver on their threat.
That's a small backpack. I don't think it's the shield. Is he not taking it out in the field yet? If I had the shield, I would. I like how different this feels from Wanda so far. It's like the opening of Iron Man. Every time I see the Air Force, I always think Stargate.
Red Wing, engage!
Oh, he has a cute little drone. Aww. Wow, they're getting right into the action. So far, the action in this is a lot of fun. I like how they keep cutting down to his friend who's like, with all the rest of us. Really interesting camera angles on this. This is almost as good as a Bond film already. If anything happens to Red Wing... Oh! Oh! How many missiles do they have? Of course the bad guy survived. Nicely done, Sam. Is that tea? It looks so good. Red Wing!
They call themselves the Flag Smashers. Basically, they think that the world was better during the blip.
That actually makes sense. I mean, sure, we saw that garbage routes were really bad and it was a tough time during the blip, but for other people, you could probably get your own house, have a car. So I could see people who didn't lose close relatives during the blip kind of getting nostalgic about it in a sense. Because Thanos wasn't entirely wrong. As horrible as his idea of just wiping out half the population was, you can kind of follow his logic, which is why he made such a good villain. And the idea that there's a group now who wants to bring that back is both terrifying and understandable.
Some people, they think that he's in the secret base on the moon, looking down over us.
Wait, they think that Captain America is with the Inhumans? Cap is not with the Inhumans. There's no way.
Sending the world into turmoil.
Oh, I'm glad he'll be in this. I wonder how many cameos we're gonna get. Or is he going to be part of the show?
Thank you, Captain America. But this belongs to you.
He's giving it to the Smithsonian? Seriously? He's gonna have to come back and smash that case and take it out later, isn't he? Oh! I want to visit this museum. This reminds me a little bit of the one in Las Vegas that they have, where you go through rooms like this. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I love that they're including these. This is not what Steve wanted, though. I feel like he's not going to pick up the shield until the end of the season for some reason. That's my guess. That was Bucky! Back to murdering people already?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, it's a flashback.
He would like to take you out on a date, maybe to bingo or a night of pinnacle. Pinnacle.
His friend is looking out for him.
He was working abroad.
The kid at the hotel. The one trying to get into his room. That was his son, wasn't it?
Uncle Sam!
Oh!
What's up?
Marvel out.
Oh, that is a beautiful boat. I love it.
Now that the world is going back to normal, this thing's gotta go.
It's not just Mom and Dad's name on it, Sarah. This thing is a part of our family.
I'm with Sam.
But what if we don't have to sell it?
There's a ship, well, ketch technically. They used to come to the San Francisco Bay a lot, and myself and many others here grew up going aboard her for sales. Her name is Hawaiian Chieftain. We just call her the Chieftain around here. And over the years, she couldn't be properly taken care of, and now she's being sold. I'll throw some pictures up of her. So I get what Sam's going through of not wanting to watch a boat that he cares about just be sold off, possibly for scrap. It's like a friend, or in his case, part of the family. But I can see what his sister means of just needing the money and getting rid of it as well. It's just really personal right now for me because of the Chieftain.
We can take a loan and consolidate everything. It'll take down your monthly. I'll set the appointment.
We'll grab a couple beers.
Battleship. I haven't played that in years.
Right, okay.
This is so adorable.
It's been hard for him since his son died. I think not knowing how it happened is the hardest part for him.
About that. No, you can't tell him. It'll make it worse. Oh.
Get some rice in there. Come on.
They have the best food in Louisiana. Switzerland, they're really jumping around. He's gonna get into trouble with that new group. Whoa! Okay, he's a soup.
I place you under arrest.
Oh.
I knew it, Falcon. Yes, yes, man. Oh.
These days, with everyone just showing up, well, things tighten up. But we cannot approve you. I'm truly sorry.
Not even being an Avenger can get you alone.
You don't know what happened these last 5 years. I was alone with 2 babies, and I survived.
I like how honest they're being about the family dynamic here.
We also need a hero to defend this country.
We need a real person who embodies America's greatest values.
Join me in welcoming
Your new Captain America!
They can't! This was so well crafted. We had that amazing burst of action at the very beginning that gives us hopefully a taste of what's going to be coming. And then it went really in depth into Sam and his family, what they've been going through, really down on the ground after the blip. And I appreciate that about these TV shows so far, is getting to learn more about what happened during and after the blip. What were the practical human consequences of that? Sarah is a great character. You can tell how much she's been through. She's very practical. She's just trying to get things done, and then in swoops her heroic brother, here to save the day. And she's like... Bucky's storyline is also fascinating right now, of him trying to go back and rectify everything he did as the Winter Soldier, including taking out the son of his friend. I know he's supposed to tell him what really happened, but I feel like that will just crush him. I like that they set up multiple potential villains in this episode without it being confusing. I mean, we have the guy in the very beginning, and then we have these Flag Smashers, I think was their name, the group, and the main character in that who apparently has superpowers. But most of all, this is probably going to be about Sam's struggle to take up Steve's mantle. And the fact that the government just picked someone without even talking to him is so wrong. I'm like upset about that. And I know they want to give a longer arc and build up to him becoming Captain America, I hope. But this is painful. It's so good, but it's also painful.